Welcome back, folks, to the F1 Kit Kat series. We are here in the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix for race number 3 out of 5. Here today on your pole is the one and only Max Verstappen. First time in this season he's going to be on the pole. But we see him take that to his advantage. And your points leader, Lewis Hamilton, towards the front of the pack. Ferrari is your constructed team's points leader. Leclerc not in a very good position for points. We are here for 8 laps in the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Green flag is out in the air for the first time. And it's a nice start for the 55 of Sainz. But behind them is the 18 of Stroll. Going to try and make a move on him. Sainz going to hold off. In the back of the pack is the 5 of Bartarello. As a nice overtake for Sainz, it's going to go back to Stroll. Stroll going to try and get in front of Sainz. Behind him is Alonso, and then you got Hulkenberg trying to make a move with Lando Norris behind them. So a few teams up here that we usually don't see starting to make a move. As Sainz still holding on to his lead, and then behind them is the 18 of Stroll. And then you've got Lando Norris and then Hulkenberg. But Perez is starting to make a move. Same with Max Verstappen, where we see him get something good. Sainz to lead lap 1. 6 more laps to go. Sainz and Stroll fighting. And then you've got Lando Norris with Hamilton starting to make a move. Leclerc too starting to make a move. This Ferrari team is starting to move up to the front of the pack. As Sainz still holding on to his lead. She comes towards our last couple of turns. Sainz still dominating currently, and then behind him is Lando Norris, and then Stroll starting to fall back a little bit, and then you got Hamilton trying to make a push into the final turn. As DRS coming in for Sainz as a huge lead continues for Sainz. And then you got Lando Norris and Hamilton fighting with then Stroll, Piastri, and Alonso with Verstappen starting to make a move. This is something you really don't see every day. Verstappen again towards the back of the pack. And then you got the 22 of Yuki Tsunoda starting to make a move. But still holding on to that lead is the 55 of Sainz. Norris behind him, and then you got Hamlin, and then you got Stroll, Verstappen starting to make a move towards the front. Verstappen hasn't gotten anything to go for him this season. Halfway done. Verstappen into P4. And P2 is Lando Norris, P1 is Sainz. Sainz has doing an amazing job for his team. Lando Norris going to try and make a push on Sainz. This Williams team has been incredible currently. Sainz and Norris fighting. And you got Hamilton coming back, and then Verstappen in P4. P5 is Perez. Or sorry, not Perez, Piastri. P6 is Yuki Tsunoda. Still on the, holding on is Sainz. And then you got Lando Norris starting to make a move. Can Lando Norris use DRS correctly or no? To the front. DRS will come in, activated. It is now. And a huge overtake for Lando Norris. To the lead goes the McLaren car. Sainz behind them, and then you got Hamlin in P3 with Verstappen in P4. Lando Norris needs to hold on to his lead. Can he? Sainz behind him, trying to make a move. Lando Norris is doing incredible defense. But now it's going to be overtaken by Sainz. Sainz taking that turn a little wide. Is going to handle off Norris. And now Hamilton's starting to make a move. Same with Max Verstappen. Will we see him do? He is doing great this race. Holding on is Sainz. And then you got Lando Norris starting to push from behind. Is he going to use his DRS correctly? When it comes to it, Hamilton and Verstappen behind. DRS coming up. Sainz holding on, and now it's Lando Norris using that DRS to lead lap 5. Verstappen catching up with Hamilton. Lando Norris going to try and hold off Sainz. This Williams team did put in a few upgrades to their car. Lando Norris, Sainz, Hamlin, and Verstappen behind. Lando Norris, can he keep it? Verstappen fighting with Hamilton. Can he do it? We are coming up towards the middle of the track. Lando Norris holding on to his lead. Can Max Verstappen take to P3? Sainz in P2, in P3 is Hamilton. P3 is coming for Max Verstappen. Can he do it on this turn? Will he do it? DRS in. Verstappen to P2. Lando Norris to P3, and P1 is Lewis Hamilton. Holding on is Hamilton. Verstappen starting to make a move on Hamilton. Norris in P3. 4th is Sainz. P5 is Piastri. Can Verstappen take home the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix? Or will it be the 44 of Lewis Hamilton? The Ferrari and the Red Bull are going at it. Who can take it? Hamilton fighting with Max Verstappen. Coming up to the final lap. Verstappen trying to make an overtake on Hamilton. Lando Norris behind them in P3. Will this be Verstappen's best ever race in the F1 Kit Kat Series? Can he hold it down? Verstappen, can he use the DRS, or will it be Hamilton to take it? Hamilton to the white flag. Verstappen falling back to P2. Sorry, now P3. P2 is Lando Norris. Hamilton leading. P2 is Max Verstappen. Verstappen trying. It's the McLaren teammates in P4 and 5. Lewis Hamilton. Sainz starting to make a move on Max Verstappen. Hamilton win his second Grand Prix in a row, or will it be Max Verstappen to win his first? Max Verstappen starting to try and make a move. The McLaren teammates are fighting behind. Tsunoda behind the McLaren team. Sainz starting to make a move on the great champion of Max Verstappen, but nothing is gonna beat the 44 of the Ferrari car, Lewis Hamilton, to win back-to-back Grand Prix. Second was Verstappen, third was Sainz, fourth was Norris, fifth was Piastri, sixth was Tsunoda, seventh was Leclerc, and eighth again was Kimi and Antonelli. Now we will head over to our point standing to see who is on top. So here is our point standings. On top is Hamilton with 62 points currently. The next closest threat the next closest threat is Lando Norris and Kimi and Antonelli. For your hot takes for your Drivers' Constructors Cup, who's currently winning it, is the Ferrari team with 89 points, coming off of Hamilton's 2 wins in a row. Next closest is McLaren with 61, and then Mercedes with 51, and then you got Williams on 41 points, with then Racing Bull and Red Bull tied at 22, with Hayes at 12, Alpine at 8, and Kick Sauber with 0. That's going to round off today's episode. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you for the next race for the Japanese Grand Prix.